Good evening, everybody. Um, it's late in Melbourne now. However, I'd like to cover a point that was made on my channel by a number of people over some time, and but in particular by this flat earther called Mike J. And then I've also heard this same thing on this Globe Lie tour, and in particular repeated by a chap called Dave, so this South African who has a channel called Trinity 4, which you've probably heard about. Anyway, so what are they saying? They're saying that the longest distance photograph is 443 meters, taken from Pic de Fenestrelle, which is in the Pyrenees, across to the Pic de Gaspard, which is in the Alps. So therefore, because this photograph is possible, the Earth must be flat. Well, it took me just a few minutes to find out the facts. And that is that Fenestrelle is 2,826 meters in altitude, and the photographer was standing on a platform 2.8 meters above that. And the Pic de Gaspard is 3,840 odd meters in altitude. And if you take standard refraction into account, then the 50 odd meters that you see of the peak is exactly as predicted by the curve calculator. Now, it took me just a few minutes to find this out. This photograph apparently was taken in 2016, and the flat earth people have been commenting about this ever since. I think this started with a chap called Eric Dubé. Now, in putting this up as they do, proselytizing and spreading this story about the longest photograph, why is it that I was able to find out in just a few minutes that it's totally expected that this photograph is possible, and yet since 2016 the flat earth people have not been able to figure that out? I don't buy that. I prefer to be generous, and I prefer to say that people are mistaken, and usually that's the case, but not in this case. I don't buy that none of those flat earth people have looked up the actual specifications for this photograph. So here it goes again. Flat earth people, if you want to be taken seriously, then stop lying to each other, stop proselytizing with lies, and stop lying to yourself. You know very well this photograph is not evidence of a flat earth. In fact, if you do the maths, it's evidence of a spherical earth. Okay, so do yourself a favor if you want to present evidence, then do some research first. If you were an academic putting this forward as an argument, say a paper, you would be frog-marched out of the Institute for that kind of shoddy practice. We would not accept that from one of us. You should not accept that kind of shoddy practice from one of your own. Call it out. Stop proselytizing and drop this one from your repertoire. Okay, I think that's enough. So folks, if you're interested in watching more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button, and I certainly will do more. Probably follow this with some more serious lessons, and I'll be in India in a few days, and hopefully I'll have a bit of time to do some of that from there. I can't promise anything, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, good night.